Sai Charita, Chapter 16, the narration of the knowledge of the Brahman. Sai Baba is the King of Kings, the Lord Paramount who graces the throne of peace. The devotion and the natural state of mind serve him with whisk on both the sides, and self realization and experience of truth fan him both the sides respectfully. The knowledge of the self is holding a royal umbrella over the head. Peace and consciousness are the holders of spectre. The six foes and such as illusion and greed etc. cannot survive there even for a moment. In Sai's assembly there are four Vedas, six Shastras and 18 Puranas or poets. The awning of purity and consciousness shines brightly like a moon, and happiness born of self-contentment is spread everywhere. Dispassion, devotion, pure knowledge, listening, concentration, meditation, self realization, and experience are the eight ministers of his service. Peace and restraint are the precious stone that shines brightly in the divine necklace around his neck. His speech is sweet like the ripples of the nectar on the surface of the ocean in the form of Vedic knowledge. He holds the sword of knowledge in his hand, ready to strike, the blade of which is polished and sharp, at the sight of which the tree in the form of the material world trembles. If one offers even a leaf or a flower with devotion, he will accept it with love, but the same when offered with pride, he will not care even to look at it. One who is in the ocean of truth, knowledge, and bliss never cares for the outward form. Baba always said to his devotees, any attempt to be smart is of no use. One should always listen to elders. In all the three worlds, there is not a single generous giver than the Guru. We should compare the Guru with the Chintamani. The Chintamani gives only that which is wished for, but a Guru gives something that is not even imagined, to the astonishment of the devotee. Some devotee ask for progeny, some for unassailable powers and enormous wealth. Some ask for faith and elevation, but rarely is there one who asks for salvation from the worldly life. Once there was a devotee who had collected a lot of wealth. He decided to meet Baba and get the knowledge of Brahman from him. One of his friends told him, it is not easy to know Brahman. It is difficult for an avaricious person like you to attain it. He who is not aware of the means of happiness other than wife, wealth, and children for his Brahman is Chamariel. It cannot attain peace for you. When one becomes weak, nobody honors such a person in this world. At this stage, such people sit idle and talk of Brahman like spinning yarn on the spindle. Such is your curiosity for Brahman. You are close-fisted and miserable. You will not find anybody who will fulfill your desire. Nevertheless, this devotee went to Shirdi. He took Sai's darshan, and at that time Sai said, the stories of Sai are like wish-fulfilling tree. It will fulfill the wishes of the devotees by giving juicy fruits. After that, the rich devotee asked, Baba, show me the Brahman. People say that Baba from Shirdi can show Brahman within no time. Therefore, have I come such a long distance? I am very tired of traveling, but if I am able to acquire Brahman, I will consider myself blessed. Baba said to him, do not worry, I will show you Brahman just now. There is no question here for deferred payment. Seeker like you are rare. People come running to Shirdi only for the sake of temporal happiness and become the followers of a fakir like me. Nobody asks for Brahman ever. This seems to be an opportune time for me that a person like you came to me to know Brahman. If the body dies without knowing Brahman, the ties of this world will continue to affect. and rebirth will be unavoidable. Why only Brahman? I will show you everything. The essence of Brahman that has enveloped you from head to foot. I will distinguish it from the rest. Baba made this rich devotee sit for a while and got him engaged in something else and gave him the impression that he had forgotten that question. Then Baba called a boy near him and asked him, "Go quickly to Nandu to get a loan of 5 rupees and say Baba has a dire need for it." The lad went to Nandu's house. His door was locked. Returning immediately, he gave this information. Baba said, "Go again to Bala, the grocer. He must be at home. Give him the same message and bring the money." The lad went to Bala, the grocer, but he was not at home at that time. Baba sent him to one or two more places, but nobody was available. The omniscient Maharaj was fully aware of the truth. He was Brahman incarnated. How could he be desperate for 5 rupees? But this play was enacted for the seeker of knowledge of Brahman. Maharaj taught the devotees for the sake of everybody's good. Sainath knew that the Brahmarti was carrying a wad of notes of 250 rupees in his pocket. Brahmarti remained caught in his doubts whether he should lend Baba his money. He was doubtful whether Baba would return it to him. Sai wanted a loan of rupees 5 and that too for a short while, but Brahmarti did not have the confidence to give it. If they had been any other simple person who had genuine love for Baba, he wouldn't have just silently watched the whole business of borrowing. Again, this rich devotee said, "Oh, Sai Baba, show me the Brahman." "To show you Brahman, I have tried certain means so far. Did you not follow anything? For the sake of Brahman, the 5 pranas are the 5 sense of action and perception, ego, intellect and the mind have to be surrendered. The path of knowledge of Brahman is difficult. It is not easy to follow for all and sundry. When the time is ripe, it appears before a fortunate person all of a sudden. Even if someone were to impart the knowledge of Brahman to one without the least bit of detachment, would he be successful? And for the incapable person, the whole effort about Brahman is useless. Without self control, there is no other means to achieve Brahman. This is the truth told by the Vedas. It is only through diligence and practice, when even your bones seem ready to disintegrate, then that the Guru's grace descends and enlightenment dawns slowly. All the activities of sense organs, including the mind, are under control of our intellect. For the existence of the pot, the clay is essential. The intellect stands in the same relationship to the sense organ. The soul is self-born and causeless. It is limitless. It is beyond beginning and end. It is stable and cannot be stained. It rests on it rests on Om, the primeval sound. Parabrahma is knowable, Upper Brahma is attainable. Om is the essence of all Vedas. Om is a word, a sentence, a letter, which is the essence of all tapas. By the very utterance of Om, the meaning is revealed and enlightenment is witnessed. When one experiences that the Guru's words are like the scriptures, then both the inner and outer nature calm down and mental contentment takes its place, and one will be able to understand what Atma is. Through this, the mind sees a balanced nature of the world. It unravels the knot of ignorance and one enters the realm of abstract. The Atma is complete in itself without any distinguished property. The Brahman which can be seen in the representation of Om, is its entire nature. It is difficult to achieve even for yogis. Then, can it be possible or accessible to all? In an effort of ascertain its nature, the Vedas were exhausted. The ascetics became forest dwellers. The Upanishads gave up, and nobody was ever able to analyze and ascertain it. To acquire that self realization, it is only a teacher who has attained oneness with God is capable of imparting this. Others can have no footing. A person practicing logic will not stand any chance. One who clings fast to a Sadguru will attain self realization, and its another name is liberation. A person who always indulges in evil deeds is perturbed, unsteady, and his mind is unable to concentrate. For such a person, however learned he may be, it is impossible to acquire Atmaram. He who keeps himself away from the sinful life, who humbles himself at the feet of the teacher and the guru, who has given up the longing for the fruit of his action, can only attain the Atma. Without being desireless, being only interested in Atma, and without giving up all passions, self realization is unattainable. Attaining self realization is not easy without a guru. Salvation is not possible without true knowledge. Self realization is not achieved by analysis and inference. The soul resides in the body as God. Brahman and soul are one. That is the ultimate goal of knowledge. Once the self knowledge is complete, nothing remains to be understood. All ignorance vanishes. Heavenly bliss is attained by such people. The Atma is subtler than the subtlest, and greater than the greatest. It is all pervasive. Actually, it is neither subtle nor great. There is no scope for discrimination from Brahman to the blade of grass. He alone pervades in all movable and immovable beings. Brilliance of intellect and the supreme truth alone are not enough to comprehend this. It is possible to achieve it by being in the company of sages, Sadguru, and saints, and serving them with love. Innumerable books and scriptures are filled with the description of Brahman, but without the grace of Sadguru, the understanding of it will elude one till eternity. How can Brahman be acquired by you, who is greed personified? Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha.